Well, hello! Michael here. Looking today at Psalms 90 for our devotion. The psalm, which may be titled, The Prayer of Moses, the Man of God, and subtitled, From Everlasting to Everlasting. And we're focusing on verse 2 to 4 for the exposition. Let's go ahead and read those 3 verses. Verse 2. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hadst formed the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art God. Verse 3. Thou turnest man to destruction, and sayest, Return, ye children of men. And verse 4. For 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday when it is past, and as a watch in the night. And as we look to the treasure of David, let's go ahead and read verse 2 again. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hadst formed the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art God. And Spurgeon exposits. Before the mountains were brought forth, before those elder giants had struggled forth from nature's womb, as her dread firstborn, the Lord was glorious and self-sufficient. Mountains to him, though hoar with the snows of ages, are but newborn babes, young things whose birth was but yesterday, mere novelties of an hour. Or ever thou hadst formed the earth and the world. Here too the allusion is to a birth. Earth was born but the other day, and her solid land was delivered from the flood but a short while ago. Even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art God, or thou art, O God. God was when nothing else was. He was God when the earth was not a world but a chaos, when mountains were not upheaved, and the generations of the heavens and the earth had not commenced. In this eternal one, there is a safe abode for the successive generations of men. If God himself were of yesterday, he would not be a suitable refuge for mortal men. If he could change and cease to be God, he would be but an uncertain dwelling place for his people. The eternal existence of God is here mentioned to set forth, by contrast, the brevity of human life. In verse 3 it reads, Thou turnest man to destruction, and sayest, Return, ye children of men. Thou turnest man to destruction, or to dust. Man's body is resolved into its elements, and is as though it had been crushed and ground to powder, and says, Return, ye children of men, that is, return even to the dust out of which ye were taken. The frailty of man is thus forcibly set forth. God creates him out of the dust, and back to dust he goes at the word of his Creator. God resolves and man dissolves. A word created and a word destroys. Observe how the action of God is recognized. Man is not said to die because of the decree of fate or the action of inevitable law, but the Lord is made the agent of all. His hand turns and his voice speaks. Without these we should not die. No power on earth or hell could kill us. An angel's arm cannot save me from the grave. Myriads of angels cannot confine me there. In verse 4 that reads, For 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday when it is past, and as a watch in the night. Spurgeon exposits. For 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday when it is past. 1,000 years. This is a long stretch of time. How much may be crowded into it? The rise and fall of empires, the glory and obliteration of dynasties, the beginning and the end of elaborate systems of human philosophy, and countless events, all important to household and individuals, which elude the pens of historians. Yet this period, which might even be called the limit of modern history, and is in human language almost identical with an indefinite length of time, is to the Lord as nothing, even as time already gone. A moment yet to come is longer than yesterday when it is past, for that no longer exists at all, yet such is a chaliad to the eternal. In comparison with eternity, the most lengthened reaches of time are mere points. There is, in fact, no possible comparison between them. And as a watch in the night, a time which is no sooner come than gone. There is scarce time enough in 1,000 years for the angels to change watches. When their millennium of service is almost over, it seems as though the watch were newly set. We are dreaming through the long night of time, but God is ever keeping watch, and 1,000 years are as nothing to him. A host of days and nights must combine to make up 1,000 years to us, but to God that space of time does not make up a whole night, but only a brief portion of it. If 1,000 years be to God as a single night watch, what must be the lifetime of the eternal? Oh, hallelujah. The divine word. It takes divine interpretation, divine revelation. Trust you enjoyed the meditation. Michael here declaring yet again, Jesus is Lord. Until next time, be blessed.